Today we're going to be looking at a scenario where civilization starts over. This is part 33, I believe, of the series, and we're moving right along as well, nothing has really been happening other than like mostly this. Um yeah, mostly that, but like there's not too much. But let's go ahead and get into the episode. First thing we have happening is well, this. This all looks horrible. So we have a war. Fun. We have the brown team declaring war on the Paraguay. I don't know what you'd call this. This isn't. This is a lot bigger than Paraguay because Paraguay is like here. No, it's like here, and then it goes like that. That is not how it looks, but you bear with me. So, and they spearhead towards the capital, and yeah, this country, what I'm saying is just a lot stronger, but West Argentina is gonna have something to say about that, as they're not necessarily allied with Paraguay. They're just trying to kind of doing their own thing. They just kind of want all of Argentina, so you just push up to there. Also, I need major cities just in case there's no major cities down here for some reason. But yeah, they're gonna invade into Paraguay and take it. But not very good for these guys. They're gonna take this. Even start invading more into their territory, take the capital. Yeah. What I'm saying, they're just all the countries just get steamrolled by the purple country, which I'll show you the process of the peace treaties. And boom, done. And get rid of the capital. And then turn off major cities. And there's the peace treaty. Also, the reason there's like nothing here is because, like, for people that are new, like, the reason some countries don't claim this anymore is because, like, well, because it's kind of like real life. Um, where like you're not allowed to own it. Um, so yeah. But we have a Chinese civil war. Yeah. Ideologies of the world is the breakaway now. So we have an Indian. No, it's not the right color. Hold on, let me get a color. So we have an Indian slash Malaysia, not Malaysia. That is Burma slash Myanmar, BRP. But yeah, and kind of rebellion. And it's kind of up here. It's kind of Tibetan too. It's kind of taking Tibet. So yeah, it's kind of like just this kind of area. Um, and they even take these Indian islands. Um, And also, we're gonna have our equivalent of Xinjiang. So yeah, there's Xinjiang. Yeah, China is collapsing. Also, we have our universe's version of Indonesia popping up. So yeah, Indonesia's back. And also, the Philippines. No. The Philippines. Yippee. So just like make it pretty much black. See, I made it like pretty much black, so like give you visual representation. Also, we have these guys breaking away from Australia to form their own like kind of area. Um, yeah, they break off. Same thing with no. And also these guys break away too. So yeah, that's kind of how the whole thing works. Whole thing looks. How it works. So yeah, Indonesia is looking pretty divided right now. And these guys are just Siam. I'll just call them Siam. They're also very, very close to the capital city, and like they're the most one of the most valuable, and they're one of the most valuable areas of the whole country. See, that's kind of how it is, and China is reduced to nothingness pretty much at this point. Um, Also the Australia is going to even like start losing a lot of land. They're gonna have Australia, but they're not gonna have New Zealand either. New Zealand breaks away. Also, same thing with all these islands. Um, so yeah, they break away. That's kind of how that looks. And the peace treaty is nothing. Like that's just how it looks. Actually, maybe some land exchanges, and maybe it'll look like this at some point. Why is it? Is that strange? But yeah, they're gonna take this kind of area, or maybe not. Maybe Indonesia takes that in Indonesia. Like, there's two different Indonesias. Maybe they take that, but they don't keep this kind of island. They keep Borneo, and I don't know what this island's called. Also, they keep some of these islands. So yeah, that's kind of looks. And then there's another Indonesia, which was formerly a different country. So that's kind of how that looks now. Also, we have Korea uniting with Russia, form Russia Korea. You know, um, so that's kind of how it is. Yeah, these two uniting, or just Russia annexing, or Korea annexing, or whatever you want to call it. It's fine. Whatever makes you happier in this scenario. That's kind of how it is. So China is crippled, and that is obvious. But they are able to get back Xinjiang. Now, I did say that peace treaty was final, but China was able to get Xinjiang. They weren't able to get this like Tibet. Tibet, I think, is like here. I don't actually know, but like knowing Kazakhstan and like Central Asia is over here, that would make Tibet, since normal China is over here, that would make Tibet like somewhere in here, somewhere around there. Xinjiang would probably actually be up here, but like, more up here, but like Mongolia is up here probably. Um, this is the thing with that. Tired. The Lime team would most likely collapse under their own weight. Probably collapse into multiple different entities. Um, would probably stay like Persia. Maybe over here would collapse and break away. And That's kind of how that would look. They lose their capital, you know. So yeah, to kind of, and then maybe Russia. Russia would probably collapse at this point because like they have too much land. Like seriously. First of all, we have the Russian Civil War. Yeah, a lot of countries are having civil wars this era. Uh, so we kind of have a different layer. We see. Mm, yeah, I realized I was on a different layer. My bad. Um, but we kind of have the Caucasus Union coming back. Um, if you remember this country, it's from an earlier episode, they're back. Um, Greece would probably have a civil war, you know. This country would probably break away. Maybe have the rise of the red team again. Maybe not. We don't know. Um, but yeah, we have the Russian Civil War. Multiple sides are in the Civil War. Russia loses a lot of influence because of this. Now, this is a joint operation. It's mostly like over here and split to here, and it kind of splits off to all these, and then the Balkans. I know that's gonna eventually collapse. Let me just like give certain sides certain colors. You know this. You have like that. You have like this. Yeah, the thing is very big, but like you get my point. Germany would probably not collapse. They'd probably just like um it'd probably get invaded by Poland, but like they wouldn't. That's probably how I would look. But it'd be this, and then Germans like fight back, and probably not take all of Poland, just like keep their areas over there. Um, maybe Poland would have like it would um get the Baltics, like get some of the take some of the Baltics, take up here, you know. They probably have that happen. I'm acting like this is some sort of um I don't even know. Like I'm acting like this is some sort of uh like like this is not a series. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Just tired. Barely got any sleep. But we have Finland breaking away from Russia. Now, in the intro, I was full of energy and I was ready to do this video. I'm not now. Like it's not been a long time. It's just since let me just finish the video. And I'll tell you. But we have Finland breaking off from Russia to form its own kind of thing over here. Now, Russia does push back a considerable amount. Not to the point of like insanity levels. Finland is still like has more land than they did um before World War Three. But like they are getting pushed back. They even take back Kola. Um, Now then, the Swedes kind of take advantage of this, and the Russians and Swedes say, "Can we just help you?" Like, fine, and yeah, they help take them out. Yeah, in the north, so that's kind of how this looks. They don't always like all the way take them out, but they take them out a considerable amount. Like take them out north. Um, so yeah, that's kind of how that looks over there. Not really Russia isn't really concerned about that anymore. And also, you gotta make sure this isn't a we have Central Asia. No, the right color. We have Central Asia breaking off from Russia and forming its own country. Yeah, we have the Central Asian country coming back, or Kazakhstan, whatever. It's fine. It's the same thing, but you get my point. Yeah, it's kind of how it looks. Um, so yeah, we kind of have that breaking off from Russia. We have Korea coming back. Not as big as they used to be. It actually probably look like how it does in real life, kind of. So kind of like that. So yeah, we have Korea. Have a cool haircut too. I'm kidding. They take what was the name again? They take some of Corel, I think, and half of Sakhalin. This is a joint operation from Japan and Korea. So yeah, they probably wouldn't take as much land as they did. But yeah, they'd be able to take all that. And then they would not split into Siberia, no. It's just Mongolia. Yeah, Mongolia's back. The Mongols, the Mongol Empire. Okay. Yeah, the Mongols, they're back. Mongols are doing Mongol things. They take over Central Asian Rebellion. They did Mongol things, I just realized Russia is almost landlocked. They're almost completely landlocked. Um, oh yeah, also, uh, Greece update. Yeah, they're kind of broken apart. Turkey breaks away. Turkey kind of forms its own thing again. Now they become a new country again, but like this is very similar to how they looked after the war. After World War One, that's kind of how they looked for a while. Um, well, actually, more like this. They kind of looked like. But yeah, Turkey's back. Turkey is back for vengeance from Greece. Now they aren't gonna do too much. After that. Oh, also, you can't have this many countries in one. Like seriously, you can't. Like it's just gonna. You have the Albanians. You have like. Oh yeah, this would probably get taken by Italy. Um, Now I have a whole Italian peninsula again. They kind of have all that. The Serbs would probably get all this. Probably get Montenegro. Um, Probably be the Serbs. They probably take the rest. So yeah, that's kind of how it looks. How a potential war would look and that kind of thing. Oh yeah, the Croats and the Serbs. The Serbs are gonna invade. The Bosnians take back like their ethnicity. Now they are still like in the Balkans, like they're somewhat the same. What I'm saying, like different ethnicities and different stuff happens. But what I'm saying right now is like ethnicities are different in our universe, but like they're not changed like locations, I guess. Like different ethnicities, like the Serbs, they're different and a kind of different ethnicity, but they're still like the Serbs. They're still like all this. What I'm saying, they're still like all that. Um, but yeah, and then the Bosnians rise up. They kind of take that. I think that's how. I don't really know how the Bosnians look. I know the Serbs look, and then we have the Croats. And the Slovenians. They're gonna be bunched up together. They probably not. They probably get next by Croats. So yeah, we have three different ethnicities in that. I guess Slovenia would probably break away, and they would just stay. Croatia would probably stay as Croatia, as the Croats and Bosnians are probably gonna stay together. Um, so that's probably how that would look. Yeah, that's probably how that would look. The whole now this would all split and like break apart over time. Russia is still strong. There's not as strong as they used to be, and yeah. The US kind of a lot of things in this universe are a lot different than they are in our universe. Power rankings I'll update that later. That is a lot different now. Um oop, oops. Um Now I'm just gonna show you what the alliance map would look like. So you just give me a sec. The Russian alliance is no more. Yeah, there are no alliances in the current world. But you want to know who forms an alliance? uh, what was I saying again? I had a brain fart. Hold on. France is going to start a military. Actually, no, probably not. Probably not a military alliance. Most likely, probably an economic alliance. I don't feel like they would actually like make a full like alliance. Probably just make an economic one. Um, so yeah, it's like our equivalent of the EU. A lot of countries join it. That's seriously a different country. I didn't know that. See, it's kind of our equivalent of the EU. Greece is going to join it. Um, the Serbs are probably going to join it. Um, the Russians. Oh, it's literally just the exact same color. Make it slightly lighter for the Russians. I'll make it a little bit lighter. Just like so you can see it. So yeah, for the Russians, it would just be that. Germany would actually join this economic alliance. So you can get like economic. Oh yeah, also the Scandinavia would join it. America would probably join it. Canada, probably, maybe. Canada is huge on this map, like a lot bigger than they are. Like very stretched on this map. Mexico would probably join it. Brazil probably would join it. Argentina, so Chile would probably join it. South Africa maybe. Like a lot of countries that are not very good economically right now. China would join it. Korea would join it, probably. Considering they just came out of a civil, like they were just a rebellion out of a civil war. The Mongols would probably join it. Um, yeah, a lot of countries are joining the economic alliance, even though these don't have very friendly relations. Who thought? Who would have thought, huh? Yeah, like Mongolia and Russia don't have very good relations yet, and they're in the same economic alliance. Strange. Australia would join it. Vietnam will actually join it. Yeah, I know. Strange. The red team will join it. That is extremely surprising. But this operation of a the plot twist will be revealed in the next episode. In the next episode of the series. Good.